One of the things I think you have to do if you want to get a real feel for the forests and the landscapes is take a hike. And this one's with Mike from the Fairmont Chateau Lake Louise. And it offers guests a guided tour of the world-famous Johnson Canyon. Mike, this is spectacular. What can I expect to experience of this Johnson Canyon trip?
So this canyon's fabulous year-round. There are 7 waterfalls.
Yep.
In the spring, they're just raging. It's amazing. We'll see the water just leap off these cliffs. In the winter, it's a completely different experience.
Right.
Everything freezes up. It's very quiet, blue pillars, 30 meters tall.
Wow.
It's just awesome.
So there was a very strong guiding presence, I suppose, from the Chateau Lake Louise right back from the beginning, because they brought in Swiss guides, didn't they?
They did. In 1899, the Canadian Pacific Railway, who built these hotels,
Yep.
brought in professional Swiss guides to get their guests up and down mountains safely. And they were employed by the hotel till 1954, so there's a long tradition of guiding here.
We started off trekking through pristine forest, and the highlights start popping out everywhere. There's so much to see and take in visually. Mike, the canyon is spectacular. Tell me a little bit about its geology.
Yeah, if we were here 8,000 years ago, there would have been no canyon. As the glaciers receded, there was a massive landslide since the ice pulled out from the mountains.
Yep.
And it blocked a creek and it had to find a new way to the Bow River. So it's dug this hole. So this canyon's literally only 8,000 years old.
There's huge amounts of water flowing through here. Is it like this all year round?
No, we had a fantastic snowpack this year, 9 meters of snow locally.
Yep.
And all that snow is going to come somewhere. So in the winter, this is the babbling brook. Right now, it's turning into a raging whitewater canyon.
Now, spring is a pretty good time of the year to be here, but you're telling me winter is something else.
Winter, this canyon turns into a magical place. It quietens down, you can barely hear any water, and all the 7 waterfalls freeze here. It's an amazing thing to see these chandeliers of blue ice. And there are some people here that wait till they freeze and then climb them. Ice climbing is called the sport of lunatics.
I love it. So the cave that's in over here, it's pretty spectacular. You can go in there?
Yes, all these tunnels here are not man-made. That just shows you the power of the water.
Yeah.
Parks Canada's put this bridge across so we can get much closer to the waterfall.
Then let's check it out.
Let's do it.
Okay. Getting a guided tour just makes sense. The forests are immense, the attractions are numerous, and having somebody with great local advice and knowledge, well, it's going to ensure you get there fast, safely, and most importantly, make sure that you don't miss out. Now, all this fresh air and exercise, it's got me hungry. So I'm going to take you to a restaurant with a real point of difference. Jerry Cook owns the Station House restaurant in town, and I've heard the food here is incredible. But the history behind this place is fascinating too. Jerry, this is a remarkable venture and very important in recording the history of this region. Tell us the story about the station.
So in the late 1800s, Canadian Pacific Railway, as they were pushing west, built stations along the way. When they got to Lake Louise, Van Horn, who was the president at the time, said there are trees everywhere. Build the station out of log. So that's why our station, Glacier House as you travel west, are built of log. So back then the tourism trade was beginning with CPR, coming across on the train, arriving in Banff, Lake Louise, and that was the beginning of Lake Louise tourism, was with CPR.
So Jerry, the building itself, you've obviously established a very good restaurant in there, but we're in one of the carriages here too, and this is also used for functions.
That's correct, yeah. This is our dining car, built in 1921. Originally built as a parlor car, so basically a lot of seating, small concession for coffee, and use it as a dining car for special functions.
And every day the trains pass by down the track.
That's the treat for everybody, you know, and you don't hear this train until it's like right here, and then suddenly it's rumbling by, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's a big applause.
Tell me a little bit about the food.
Well, we try to be Canadian. We have Canadian chefs here at the station. We really do try to use local.
I think I'm going to try the duck poutine. That looks pretty amazing.
I've heard from 2 young girls today that came through. They said it was the best they ever had.
Right. Well, I'm going to give it a try. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, you please do.
Oh, thank you, Megan. That's great. Duck poutine, how good does this get? You know, I feel a little bit guilty because, well, I've only shown you a small portion of just how beautiful Lake Louise is. You've got to get here yourself and check it out. It really is amazing.